Hello, guys, gals, and butterfly pals. I'm Afterlife. Yeah, I'm back with another video, this time with 5 new characters for my Vigilante comic series. That still doesn't have an official name yet, but it's still, well, working on it. And before I start, can someone explain to me why no one notified me that nationality and ethnicity mean two different things? Anyways, these are the main hero and 4 her main villains. Let's get this show on the road. Captain North is a member of the main hero team in the US and is one of many captains on Earth. Basically, imagine Captain America and Captain Britain existing in the same universe. Kinda. The most strangest thing about Captain North is that his personal information is redacted. It would be normal if parts like his school life, age, or childhood weren't public like most heroes across the globe. I wonder why and that's basically my whole entire point. I want him to seem normal but mysterious, like he's keeping something secret from everybody else. And as for his design, I'm not really happy about it. I wish I could do something more to his design to make him look more interesting. And as you can see, a lot of his information is redacted, or basically he blacked out for basically story purposes. And it won't be his permanent name, but I'll think of a new one after this video. Anyways, next up is Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel, the Prince of Diligence and one of the 7 heavenly virtues. Much like Azrael, no one knows much about Gabriel other than in his assumed gender and his connections to Heaven's court. But people seem to be more wary of him because he's becoming more and more active as of late. And I'm curious as to why that is. Okay, right off the bat, just like Captain North, there's not a lot of information about Archangel Gabriel other than what I just said. And well, that's also the point. You're not supposed to know the identities of any of the members of Heaven's court. And he should be feared because they're more anti-villain than vigilante or actual villains, because he wished to do the right thing, but they're doing the wrong reasons for it. And as for his design, his was a bit of a struggle because I wanted to add in blue, since that's basically the color of diligence last I checked, and I want him to appear as if he's trying to be the actual Archangel Gabriel. Oh, yeah, not a lot to go off of. Next up is Chrism Hood. God dang, I messed up the name. Rosemary Hutzman, aka Crimson Hood, is the daughter of one of White Fang's greatest arch nemesis, the Woodsman. She doesn't really like being a villain. All she ever wanted was to spend time with her dad. But the only way for her to get what she wants is to join her father in his attempt to defeat White Fang. Would she ever get the normal parent child relationship she wanted? Or is defeating White Fang much more important to her dad than her? Okay, I'm just gonna straight up say what some of y'all are saying. Yes, she does have daddy issues, like some of the other characters in this story. Yeah, I don't know why that is. He's, hey, it's my story. Well, not technically my story, but you get hit the point. You're probably wondering, where is her mom during all of this? Well, I haven't really thought about it, but I'm just gonna chalk it up in saying that her parents are divorced. Honestly, that would make sense. Huh. Well, anyways, as for design, I wanted her to resemble a bit like Little Red Riding Hood from the Grimm's fairy tale story. In a way, but it's the Woodsman is her dad. It basically Little Red Riding Hood if her dad's the woodsman, and that's pretty much that. And he did indeed go for her. Hey, his villains are based off of characters from stories that has a big bad wolf. Yeah, it's basically. I thought the idea would be great, and it sounded good in my head. So, enough talking, let's head to the woodsman. Buck Huntsman, aka the Woodsman, is the arch nemesis of White Fang. Yes, he does have a daughter who shares his hatred for the werewolf hero. Yes, he does wonder why his own daughter seems to be annoyed or upset about planning to take down White Fang. But hey, it's probably young adults being young adults, right? As to why he hates White Fang so much, that's a secret for later. Okay, so I tried really hard for the woodsman because he wanted him to look like he is in fact a woodsman, but it's a bit more villainy per se. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it personally. You just imagine someone who's dressed as a normal worker, like a firefighter or a police officer, but into their entire getup is more practical and hero-like. I don't know any examples of that. I might need to do more research, but this is the closest I gotten, and I based him off of the woodsman from him the Wolf Among Us, and Dog Logan. Just a little hint for you guys. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I might redesign his hero costume, villain costume later. So yeah, he's also getting a costume redesign. Anywho, next up should be Van Helsing. Van Helsing, the surname of the world's most famous monster hunting family in history. Every supernatural creature on Earth knew every single member of the family. But no one can tell which member flew to the US to assassinate a certain werewolf hero. Better yet, who hired a Van Helsing to assassinate a hero in the first place? I guess we'll find out later than never. Okay, so just like the others, there's not a lot of information on Van Helsing, and just like the others, that's the whole point. I wanted this Van Helsing in particular to be mysterious. You're not supposed to know which Van Helsing this is. Or better yet, his first name. Everybody guesses that he has to be around his 50s. He's male, and he's from Europe. That's all the information you're gonna get from him. And as you probably guess, the Van Helsings are now assassins. Sort of. They're still monster hunters, but they're more assassins than actual monster hunters. And as for Van Helsing's design, I wanted it to look practical, but it's basically unique in a way. I basically based his outfit off of Gabriel Van Helsing from the movie Van Helsing. Yes, I watched that movie, and I'm not going to tell any fable tales. It was great. It's in my opinion. So yeah, I'm going on a bit too long. I'll just stop. And that's gonna be it for this video. I was starting mess, and I was rambling a bit much longer than expected. But anywho, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell in case you don't want to miss another video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Maybe. Bye. Oh, dear stars.